Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans dedicated to our favorite teams and to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including the NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and, well, everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams. That's fanatics.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Discover our collection of handcrafted candles. That's right, every product is thoughtfully created in small batches free from harmful toxins for mindful everyday indulgence. Our candles are hand-poured in coconut soy wax with natural wood wicks, offering a long-lasting burn and rich fragrances. Create a cozy, safe ambiance for your home with candles from Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers use the promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network. All right. Gas prices. And believe it or not, by some sheer amount of luck or wizardry, big Harry Potter guy, so maybe, Rupert Grint came out and said expensive petroleum, and all of a sudden everyone got distracted and voted yes. People want change. And everyone's, a keyboard warrior on social media, and they say all their opinions, and they throw stuff out there, they share posts and comment, and they say, we can do this, we do that. Those people go into the polls. A lot of things in our lives that you just can't control. One thing you can is your effort into something.
Some of the old songs.
And another edition of Unfiltered here on your Thursday, almost your Friday edition, May 14th, 2026. So happy you are with us. Again, yours truly, Kyle Cornell with you, Eli behind the board, turning all the dials, pressing all the buttons, making us sound and look fantastic. So happy you are choosing to spend your Thursday, late afternoon, early evening drive time with us here on Unfiltered. Want to remind you as well, do not forget, please, like, subscribe, punch that notification bell to the Inside Edge Network. You see it there on your screen. Inside Edge Net is where the socials are, all over the place. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, IG, X, and everything in between. TikTok as well for the latest updates about when we go live. And believe me, today you're going to want to keep those notifications on. Also, side note, don't forget, head over to the website, InsideEdgeNetwork.com. All the latest when it comes to personalities, the shows, the schedules, and the merch shop. That's right. Again, we have this going till the end of May, bringing it up, trying to remember at the beginning of every show because it's a really big deal. If we can get 10 items, only 10 items from our folks out there watching these shows over the next few weeks, that means that I, on a live episode of Unfiltered, as I drop my pen, get to, because I'm so excited, get to shave Eli's head. I shouldn't say shave it. I'm going to give him a haircut. I may have to look up haircuts. Maybe I want to do something fancy. He is an artist, wants to express himself. Maybe I can express myself on your head. That's not inappropriate, but it's Unfiltered, so why not? Either way, 10 items. Make sure you guys, let's make it happen. Let's have that. I can think of no better birthday gift for me come June, when this is all said and done, June 1st, it's a Monday, on Unfiltered, to be able to come on the air and to tell you guys, yes, we're going to be able to do this. It'd be great. I would really enjoy that. So make sure you guys do that. Again, on that website right there. Go to our merch shop. Find something you like. We got a bunch of everything. Shirts, polos, hats, Stanley cups, mugs, and everything in between. Jackets. I know it's about to be nice out, but hey, that means in a couple months it's going to get cold out again. So get ready for that with us on the website, InsideEdgeNetwork.com. I mentioned today because today we've got a lot going on, not only on this show, but on the entire network. Let's break down the rundown for today's live programming from now through literally past 1 a.m. That's right. It's like 9 straight hours plus of programming right here on the Inside Edge Network for you. And again, a lot of it's sports-based. We're starting with the news, sports side of it, but believe me, we're going to be pivoting pretty hard after this show. Of course, I have you till 6 tonight, right after me. Do not forget, Voice of the Land going to go live for you guys. They're going to be on from 6 to 7. Great show there. After that, Commissioner's Couch. We'll be talking about some new homes of folks, too, in the NFL, new places, same faces, new places. Well, the NFL used to do that. Like, they probably still do. After, like, during, like, the first game of the season, they'll have, like, oh, this is Jason Pierre-Paul, and he played for the Giants last year. Now he plays for the Redskins. Like, they used to do that all the time. That's going to be what they dive into a little bit more on Commissioner's Couch. That's at 7. 8 o'clock tonight is special. Of course, the schedule release for not only the Cleveland Browns, but all of the NFL. That's going to be an exciting few moments there to kind of go through all of that. And then come, of course, 10 o'clock, prime time. Chad, Eli are going to take us there with that. They're going to go until 11 and a special 2-hour edition of Midnight Run with Double A Anthony Alford tonight. That's going to be fun. Get to see those unhinged conversations for more than 1 hour, 2 hours. And then to cap it all off, a special airing at 1 a.m. of the Side Hustle Wrestling Podcast, because we know all you wrestling fans, you're all freaks out there. You stay up late. It's a good opportunity to catch that. We got a lot to break down on that show today, too. Obviously, myself, Double A, going to be on there. So you get a lot of Anthony tonight. Again, I said it yesterday. Oh, boy. God have mercy on your soul. But we're going to talk about the John Cena Invitational. That's a whole thing that came through. And we're going to have our own superstar drafts because apparently WWE's decided they don't want to do that anymore. They don't like the WWE draft. We do, and we're going to do it. Myself and Anthony are going to draft. I'm going to be drafting for Raw. He's going to be drafting for SmackDown. That'll be on tonight at 1 a.m. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be entertaining and almost as unhinged as Midnight Run. We'll try our best, but huge programming day for you here on the Inside Edge Network. So make sure you guys stay tuned in, locked in. And the best part, it's all one stream. It's going to be rolling all the way through. So you can tune in whenever you want throughout the shows and catch some great content. But this is this show. And I was on the post-game coverage last night. So we're going to take a little bit of time, though, still to kind of, now that we had the night to decompress, we've collected ourselves throughout the day. We're here talking about the Cavaliers and their big win last night in Detroit, 117-113, the final. The Cavs up 3-2 in the series. Game 6 is tomorrow at Rocket Arena here in Cleveland. You know, the more I think about this, and the more it kind of toils, curls, rolls, whatever you want to say, insert adjective here in my head about what the Cavs should do beyond this season, the more I just keep coming to the same realization that the way this team is currently constructed, I don't think they're ever going to be able to, for a 7-game series, put together enough of a collective effort in the current NBA climate to win a championship. Too many holes, too many consistencies, and the inconsistencies rather. And the thing that bothers me the most about all of this has been the constant. In every game this postseason, win or loss, win by 10, lose by 10, doesn't matter, and anywhere in between, turnovers. The really good NBA teams could have a game here and there where they make some mistakes and turn the ball over, but the really good teams that go on runs and actually win championships don't turn the ball over. Even the teams that are one-offs, the Toronto Raptors in 2019 with Kawhi Leonard, didn't turn the ball over. Defensively stout, superstar playing at his peak, not hurt, Kawhi Leonard, and they just didn't turn the ball over. They just made winning plays, and they didn't give the ball up. They took it away. The Cavs can't keep averaging as many turnovers as they do. They're in double digits every game. It's almost by halftime at this point. You're looking like, geez. And they'll have a half where maybe they only turn the ball over 3 or 4 times, and you're like, where is that? We need that consistency. Taking care of the ball and having the attention to detail not to make those mistakes in key moments is going to be huge for this team. It really is. And I don't know if they're built to handle that in a 7-game series against a team like New York at this point, currently, like Boston when they're 100%. Like Oklahoma City, like San Antonio. Again, San Antonio and OKC, that might as well be the finals. I'm assuming because San Antonio is playing Minnesota in Game 6 tomorrow night. It is in Minnesota. There's a chance the Timberwolves, because Anthony Edwards is that kind of guy, and that team is gritty, and they just kind of find a way to be competitive every year, even though it kind of feels like I don't know whether they're the 6th seed this year, but I mean like they have top 3 or 4 seed potential in the West. There's a chance Minnesota can win that game. There's a sliver of a chance, but I don't. I mean that series, the potential series in that Western Conference Finals, the Spurs and the Thunder. Your only hope if you're an Eastern Conference team is that they beat each other up so bad in like 7 game series that they just come in absolutely exhausted for the first game or two in the finals, and you're able to kind of catch lightning in a bottle and maybe find a way to take it or maybe steal a game because either one of those two teams, uh, yeah, I think either one is going to be the host. They're going to have home court advantage in the finals. Record wise, they're both all the way up there. I think they're both 60-win teams this year. So I think maybe Detroit would have had, but I think San Antonio won 62 games. So I don't think Detroit, even if they found a way to come back, they wouldn't even be able to do it. So it's going to run through the West. We kind of all knew that. It's just the more I think about it and the more I watch this team play, gives me pause. Not pause like a cat or a dog, pause as in we need to stop and pump the brakes on like, hey, this is a team that's really close because I don't think we'll ever see a team that if they win this game 6 tomorrow night, which they very well could, they're undefeated at home in the postseason and they've, played pretty well at home in halves. They haven't played a full game at all, I don't think, this postseason yet, from wire to wire, well, completely. But if there's ever a chance and a time, it's now. I just don't know. And I mentioned this before on some of the post game coverage we did. They match up better against the Knicks. They do. They really do. My issue is going to be when they get into the arena with one of those Western Conference teams. I think they can beat the Knicks in a 6 or 7 game series. Again, it's going to be competitive because New York is playing out of their mind right now. And if they get OG Anunoby back and he's really healthy, he's not just coming back just to come back. That team's scary. If they figured it out, which they did throughout the regular season at certain points, they went on some runs and they went on some lows, and you're like, okay, inconsistent, not great. But now in the playoffs, since being down 2-1 to Atlanta, they have just flipped the switch and they have dominated. And granted, the Hawks, the Sixers, their NBA championship was game 7 against the Celtics because they hadn't won a game 7 like ever. So that was like their first real taste of like success in the postseason for Joel Embiid and in that kind of moment. So they were just happy to be there in the Eastern Conference semifinals, and they ran into a buzzsaw with the Knicks. I mean, they just took them to church 4 different times. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard not to look forward. And I got criticized for this last night by the guys because I look at the future of this. And even if the Cavs do beat the Knicks in 6 or 7 games or whatever it is, or if they shock us and they just like play out of their minds, they win in 5 or something like that. How confident are we really against either of those teams? You could maybe make a case against San Antonio just because they haven't been there, but the Cavs haven't either. Not this group. James Harden's been to 1 finals and he lost in 5. And that was also 14 years ago. Like Donovan Mitchell's never been past the second round. This is a huge game for him Friday night, just so he can say, I've been to a conference finals finally. Best player on the team. 8 years into his career, he's never been to a conference finals. Mobley's obviously still going through the motions and figuring things out. He did what he could last night. A couple big shots, some good defense in some spots. Actually distributed the ball pretty well. He had 4 turnovers, I think, but he was asked to be more of a ball handler up the court because Thompson was just guarding Donovan Mitchell the entire length of the floor. It's got to be frustrating for Donovan because he was just getting pressured constantly. So they are giving the ball to James Harden and letting him walk it up the court and take his time, or they're giving it to Mobley because he's getting all that space. I'm not writing off Detroit yet either. Believe me, I'm not. They're a scary team. The way they play and how they do it should give Cavs fans concern. You're happy you're home, and I will stand on this hill and I will die on it. Or would I unalive on it? I don't know. That Rocket Arena is one A, 1B with Oklahoma City's arena for the loudest in all the NBA. When it's sold out and people are in there, man, that place is loud. Might as well be at Arrowhead at that point. Or at Lincoln Financial in Philly when they're in the playoffs, or in Seattle at the 12th man, whatever. Like it's damn loud. So they have that going for them. They have momentum. Some people say they took the heart out. That's great. I don't know. I think now it's time to really step up and get the job done. Beating this Pistons team in 6 after the start they had would be really impressive. So we'll see. Quick break here on Unfiltered. When we come back, I got to talk about this and gas prices. They're in the news. They always are, for good or for bad. But this is actually kind of shocking. Maybe some issues people are seeing when they're going to the pump. And no, it's not just about the cost. It's about which number is which. We'll dive into that. Plus, Jake Underwood is going to join us at 5:30 in the second half hour of the show right here on Unfiltered. And plus, much more to talk about. Midview High School had an issue with a fire. We're going to talk about that, obviously, west of Cleveland. And Lake County Captains, Cleveland Guardians farm team, are they going to be moving? All that and more coming up here on Unfiltered. Stay with us. Whether searching for a baseball autographed by your favorite World Series slugger, a signed football by an iconic Hall of Famer, or the jersey of a world-famous soccer star, you've come to the right place. Here at sportsmemorabilia.com, the web's leading source of authentic sports memorabilia, you'll find more than 500,000 authentic products from nearly every professional sports league, team, and players. Not only will you find your next prized sports possession with ease thanks to superb customer service and tremendous site experience, you'll have the satisfaction and peace of mind that every product listed comes complete with a certificate of authenticity and is fully backed by the sportsmemorabilia.com lifetime authenticity guarantee. Go to sportsmemorabilia.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. Sportsmemorabilia.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, guess what? We have a merch shop. That's right, we have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Use the QR code on your screen right now to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Mosser Moments Photography is a husband and wife wedding photography team based in Cleveland, owned and operated by Inside Edge Network's very own Ryan Mosser and his wife Hallie. For the past 10 years, they've captured more than 100 weddings across Northeast Ohio and beyond, always working together as a true two-person team. Their style centers on authentic, emotional storytelling, documenting the real moments between two people in love and creating images that feel natural, comfortable, and true to the couple. Rooted in Northern Ohio but inspired by their travels, Ryan and Hallie bring a warm, personal approach to every wedding day. Their work blends experience, consistency, and a genuine passion for helping couples relive their best day through timeless photography. Learn more at MosserMomentsPhotography.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. MosserMomentsPhotography.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
And I'm getting mighty tired of your trifling ways and of listening to that bray.
For all time's sake. As time goes by. It's been a long time. Some of the old songs.
Welcome back, everybody. Unfiltered here on your Thursday, May 14th, 2026, here on the Inside Edge Network. Do not forget, like, subscribe, punch that notification bell to us at Inside Edge Net on all the different socials. You see it right there at the bottom of your screen, so you don't miss a second. What a lineup we have today. Unfiltered with us here until 6, Voice of the Land, Commissioner's Couch, then a special 8 p.m. start for the schedule release of the NFL. Double A and the company here and the whole crew are going to be there breaking everything down with that. Prime time, of course, with Chad and Eli following that. And then a special 2-hour edition of Midnight Run. Anthony's going to be a busy boy today. And, of course, special 1 a.m. airing of the Side Hustle Wrestling podcast here on the Inside Edge Network. Don't miss any of it. Subscribe, like, again, punch that bell to all of our social medias and go to the website, InsideEdgeNetwork.com, for all of your latest when it comes to schedules, personalities, people coming in, and, of course, the merchandise up at the website. That's right. You can rep the network, InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Go get your swag today. All right. So let's talk about this now. A couple of these stories here recently I've been able to bring up on the air have been some cool things that are happening with gas and gas prices in Northeast Ohio. The 7-Eleven story, of course, the 7th and the 11th of June and July now. You'll be able to get a discount on gas. This weekend, don't forget, again, Giant Eagle doing the 50 cents off per gallon for every $100 spent on groceries. I'll probably be taking advantage of that one, most likely on Saturday. That is this Saturday and Sunday. But there's been something else happening in the realm of gas station world that we need to address. And this is coming from several reports and several people voicing their concern to the Cuyahoga County Division of Weights and Measurements. So apparently there's been some gas sign discrepancies. This is not good. So what is being said is that obviously a bunch of complaints that the price advertised on the sign when you drive up to these different gas stations across Northeast Ohio has been different than the price when you actually go to pump your car physically at the pump. When you take it, you swipe your credit card, whatever it is, you go inside to pay, you come back out, you see the price of the pump, you're like, oh, that's different. And this is a lot. And this is the crazy part too. Some of these differences, sometimes they're a little late to change it. And it's like it used to be maybe like a 5 or 10 cent difference. You're like, oh, okay, that's no big deal. Some of these reported price differences, 50 cents to $1 a gallon different. And if you're filling up, if you got, again, a 15-gallon tank like I do, 15 and a half gallon tank, that's a lot of money you're adding to your total to fill it up based on just not having the right price listed. Again, now this is the thing. It is law in the state of Ohio to match price on the sign at the pump. And I believe Channel 3 actually had this story, friends over at WKYC. They had someone go to fill up their truck and get diesel, and it said I think it was $5.39 or $5.29 on the actual sign. And when they went to the pump, it was $5.99. It's a 70-cent difference, 60 to 70 cent difference per gallon of gas. That's a lot. That is a lot. So what is the county doing about any of this? So now, a lot of times, and this was listed in the article, which is shared on the Facebook page. Don't forget to follow that as well, Unfiltered with Kyle Cornell. Just type that in the search bar on Facebook. You'll be able to find us pretty quickly there and give us a follow so you see the stories we share. Because again, a lot of times the stories we share are the ones we get a little more in depth about on the show. Most of the time, violators have been given a warning or there's a call, and within that day, they're able to adjust it. Oh, honest mistake, whatever it is, that kind of stuff, because people don't report it. But if you keep not doing it, if you keep having the issues, people keep calling in, hey, this station won't do it. The station won't do it. If you're warned, there's been talk about shutting off pumps until the change is made so that the prices match, which is great. The other avenue with all this is to start finding some of these gas stations. Yeah, I don't get it because it should be, and there you go. There's the link to reports if you run into any of these problems. And I'm going to give you guys the list that the Ohio Division, or the Cuyahoga County Division of Weights and Measurements says their steps for how to deal with these kind of things. But there you go. That's the number, and of course the email you can reach out to. The issue with all this is it's all digital. When you change the number at the sign, it should go into the pumps. And again, I'm not a wizard. I don't know the mechanics of it all. But it feels like it should be pretty self-explanatory, and you shouldn't be overcharging people for gas, especially when it's highly sensitive, like right now. And people are paying egregious amounts of money. I told you guys a couple weeks ago, I filled up my Impala, and again, $80 for a full tank of gas. I was right above E, $80 to fill up my tank. I can't tell you ever a time where I had to pay that much. Ever. You got to be real strategic with it right now because it's tough, man. Like these prices are insane, and the way these businesses have gone about it is kind of it's something special to tell you the least. But here are some steps that the Cuyahoga County Division of Weights and Measurements wants you to take so that way you're prepared in case this happens because it's been happening more and they've been getting more calls. Of course, make sure that the price matches. That's the first thing. Make sure the price matches when you go. You pull up, you see the sign, look at the pump, make sure you see it. Don't just press unleaded and don't even look at it. Check. Because you don't want to get gypped out of this money. Second thing they always said, this is something my mom always told me. I don't know about you guys, but this is one of the things I always do. Even when I pay cash or whatever it is, or even if it's not that much, always get a receipt. I feel like working in any sort of retail, we kind of usually get that, but like it's a reminder. Always get a receipt. You want to have physical proof of what you paid for, how much it was, all that stuff, because they can do the math right there and tell you, oh, that's really this much per gallon. That was too much. We'll give you that. Double check your fuel grade you're using. I feel like, again, some of this is obviously very rudimentary, very elementary, but at the same point, you'd be surprised how many times I've heard people say, I put diesel in my car by accident. What? You have a Toyota Corolla. What do you mean? Like, make sure you're just being cautious about that, especially because now a lot of pumps have 4 different options, sometimes 5. They're spaced out. Again, it seems kind of like the average person wouldn't make that mistake, but again, you would be surprised. It happens more than you think. I put E85 in my car. You have a Tacoma. The fuck are you doing? And the last thing is report discrepancies and ask for a refund if you are overcharged. If for some reason you do get overcharged, make the call. Eli, if you can throw the number up on the screen one more time, make sure you guys call that number. Again, this story is shared on the Facebook page, so if you can't catch it now, make sure you go back and check it out. Give us a follow and click on the link so you can see the story, the full story. But make sure you guys reach out and make sure you report that discrepancy so it can get fixed. Because it's bad enough that one person has to get a refund for this, but then when you've got, hundreds of people in and out of the gas station every day and the prices don't match, I mean, that's going to be a headache for a lot of people. And some of these gas stations, well, they're locally run, they're family owned, whatever it is. So you want to make sure, we're trying to be as gracious as we can with it, but also, hey, like, don't overcharge us. So it's a double-edged sword. Both people have to do their part. These gas stations got to get this right. I don't know why there's that much of a discrepancy. Like I said, if it's 10 cents, 5 cents difference, okay, I get it. They haven't changed the sign yet, whatever it is. And some places will do 10 cents less per gallon if you pay cash. They'll charge you 10 cents more if you pay credit, whatever. But this can't happen. And if it does happen to you, you have to report it. And go ask for that refund. To take your receipt in, go ask for that refund. This doesn't match. And if they give you a hard time, well, then make that call. And the Division of Weights and Measures will get on their ass. So that's cool. Quick break here on Unfiltered. When we come back, the one, the only, the incomparable Jake Underwood is going to join us. Going to talk about this data center. Some big news came out with that late yesterday into today. Remember, it was $1.6 billion. It was a planned facility near 77 and East 55th near Cleveland. Jake's been very candid about how he feels about that. And now, may not be happening. We'll dive into that next here on Unfiltered. Stay with us. Clean energy, bold flavors, and no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Clean energy, no jitters or crash. Whether you're starting your workday or getting ready to exercise, Dubby Energy helps you lock in and focus. With over 15 flavors to choose from, you can't miss. Order Dubby Energy right now by using the QR code on your screen and use the promo code INSIDEEDGE10 to receive 10% off your order. Dubby Energy, your energy-focused sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
Special 2-hour edition of Midnight Run coming up tonight. Obviously, the Cavaliers, they're up 3-2, but you're a little nervous about what you saw last night, and can they close out the series? Hopefully they can at home. We'll talk about that. Also, the big story, LeBron James, what is next for him? And is there any possibility that his future is here in Cleveland? And even as a fan, do you want his future to be here in Cleveland? Also, as part of Super Thursday here on the Inside Edge Network, we react to the Cleveland Browns schedule. I bet you there's going to be a ton of 1 o'clock games. I don't know. All 17 games might be at 1 o'clock. Boy, the benefits of being a bad football team. But it might be for the best. We'll talk about the schedule and a lot more coming up tonight. Special 2-hour edition of Midnight Run beginning at 11 o'clock tonight here on the Inside Edge Network.
And I'm getting mighty tired of your trifling ways and of listening to that bray.
For all time's sake. As time goes by. It's been a long time. Some of the old songs.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back in Unfiltered here on your Thursday, May 14th, 2026. So happy you are with us as you heard Double A mention there in the break, bringing up Super Thursday. There's so much programming going on today, but of course, a reminder to like, subscribe, punch that notification bell so you don't miss any of it as far as when we go live and what we do here on the Inside Edge Network. You see the links at the bottom of your screen there. I should say these different sites we're on, the different social medias at Inside Edge Net. And don't forget InsideEdgeNetwork.com, the website, all the info on the personalities, the shows, 13 and counting, so much more to come, and the merchandise stores so you can rep the network. Excited for our next guest here on Unfiltered. Really happy to have Monty. He has his own show on 1420 The Answer. It's AM 1420, as well as a live video feed of the show on Rumble, the Jake Underwood Show. So happy to have, for the first time, and what is going to be, I guess, a reappearing segment here every Thursday at about 5:30. Jake Underwood joins us now here on Unfiltered. Jake, my man, how are you doing?
I'm good, buddy. How are you?
Oh, it's fantastic to have you, man. So excited to get into this with you because we actually talked about this a little bit. I believe it was yesterday on the phone because I had an idea of what this was or what this was kind of leaning towards. And obviously, I'm full of shit. So this was this is a little different, but we did get news today that the data center that was proposed, $1.6 billion proposed data center near 77 East 55th, up in that area, Slavic Village area, all that good stuff, has been rejected. It's not even going to see the light of day, so to speak, at least for now. That's what's come down. If you can inform the viewers here, man, kind of about what this whole thing was really about and why essentially the city of Cleveland said, no, we're not doing this.
Well, all right. So a little bit of a background. The reason why it was so personal to me is because my family lived where they grew up, where my mom grew up. She went to Our Lady of Lourdes. My dad, his family lived on Barkwell, and Barkwell Park is less than a half a mile away from where this would have been. And there are still people that live there. And I know it's really convenient right now to assume that we have to get ahead of the latest technology, and that's going to be what the government, they really want to, we can make opportunities this way. Let me tell you a little bit about these AI data centers, and especially one of this size. It was going to be 150 megawatts, which is ridiculously huge. And coming with that, you have constant fans. You have thousands of cooling fans. They could use anywhere from 800,000 gallons to 5 million gallons of water a day. That's why it's appealing to build it near Lake Erie, so they could just use our water. That makes it into vapor, hence why they need the fans and everything. I want to really make sure people understand the type of pollution, and it's not just the things that go into the air, although that's on the same level with some of these as a wildfire. Okay. and the radiation and different things that it can give off. I mean, it's equivalent to having like 1,000 cell phones on you at once. And if you don't know, there was recently a lawsuit, class action lawsuit, where a lot of people won a lot of money due to the radiation that your cell phone gives off. But when I say noise pollution, I don't want people to think it's, oh, well, trains make noise pollution. How loud is it? 96 decibels is the average.
Jeez.
96 decibels. Now, to put that in context, the average decibel level of a football game when there's not a big play is 80 to 95. So it would be like having a constant NFL football game going on near your backyard. This is going to cause people to not sleep. It's been proven to, with the fumes and everything else that it gives off, it's been proven to cause sleep disruption, the vibrations, the constant humming. You could have headaches, dizziness, anxiety, nausea, all these different things. And that's not even about the water consumption now, which I did the math, and I'm not great at math. That's why I'm in radio. But with the 800,000 to 5 million gallons a day, okay, let's say it uses 5 million gallons a day. We'd be looking at 71 years until Lake Erie's used up. That's a problem. That's a big issue. And, you know, the last thing Cleveland needs is more reason for people to leave. You know, we could talk about crime. We could talk about all these things. I personally think that it's a lack of opportunity for the people that live there. And that falls on the officials that run the city. That's who that falls on. We could sit here and talk about everything that we want, but that falls on the officials in the city that allow opportunities to leave left and right. The last thing we need are more reasons why people shouldn't live in Cleveland. Now, personally, I don't think AI data centers are smart at all. I don't think it's a smart investment right now because of the way technology moves. We're going to build these giant warehouses that are going to take up acres and acres and acres of land or even farmland. They're talking about doing it out in the boonies and on farmland. But, you know, we don't need to eat. We don't need to grow food. Who needs that? So the two things they want to give up so we can store things in a cloud are food and water. Well done. You guys are doing great. 2 for 2, pal. And so the real issue comes down to, me personally, I don't give a damn about a cloud. I write things down. That's what I do. I got notepads. I got all this different stuff here. I will gladly write something. Exactly. I will gladly write something down if it means that I can have food and water, or that the future can have food and water. This is yet another example of how government, it doesn't matter left, right, or center, they're all when it comes to certain things. This is another example about how they are looking out for the next 5 years instead of the next 50. And you want to know why we're in debt? You want to know why we have all the problems that we have? It's because they look out for the next 5 because they want to get reelected. They don't care about anything after that.
Yeah, that's kind of unfortunately pretty prevalent in a lot of political campaigns in general too. It's what sounds fancy, what sounds nice, and then what's actually going to happen or not happen in even that time. Because how many times do these actually get built in that time they say it's going to anyway? My big thing, Jake, was looking at the future of Cleveland, looking at the next 30 to 50 years and where we could try to find our niche to kind of come back, so to speak. My take on it was the tech sector seems to be kind of where things have been leading for quite some time. Is there a different avenue you think possibly where, because we're not going to start building steel plants again. That's going to be a thing. It's just not. It's just, we're not going to do that. Like, so I don't know is the thing that Cleveland can capitalize on. Like North Dakota, where I was at before, I lived in Fargo for 3 years. Like they started doing some stuff with tech out there and companies were moving and the state was investing and people were buying in. And it's been a few years since I've been there, but I've heard nothing but good things about what they're doing in that state as far as kind of trying to be a new sort of tech hub. That was my initial hope for something like this, is that it draws more business in to bring more tech to Northeast Ohio so we can figure out what our next step is, because it kind of feels like we've been pushed pause for a number of decades now.
Well, I guess the question is, what comes first, the business opportunity or the people? Because you look at a place like LA, you look at New York, by no means is it fun to live there. I know people that live in both, the people that live in LA that are talking about moving to Ohio. Like that's just the reality of how bad places in California can be and how bad LA is with overpopulation and all. And just, I mean, they got a lot going on out there. I'm not going to get into all that. But what comes first, the opportunity or the people? Because you look at New York, you look at LA, and they have a bunch of people there. And you could, or even Chicago. Chicago's another one. a bunch of people live there, and you see businesses give them an opportunity. And what I mean by them are the cities. They move there, they're able to build a headquarters there because they have a lot of people there. They know that they're going to be relevant in the city. So they go there, and these businesses are willing to take a chance. Now, where Ohio would have to come in, and what would be smart is, well, in Northeast Ohio in particular, they would have to give tax abatements, which I don't necessarily like, because I think that the tax break should come to the people, not the businesses. But if you get people that have jobs, it kind of balances out, I guess. But
Yeah.
you would have to try to find businesses that are willing to invest here. The weird thing about all the steel stuff, and I know that war makes money. And honestly, if we were smart right now, we would look at the amount of missiles that have been dropped. I don't know if you realize this. The United States has used close to 70% of their arsenal in Iran. They're going to have to rebuild. I'd make one of those abandoned factories down there. Kick the homeless people out for a bit and give them a job. Let them build some missiles like that. That's the craziest thing. Like, that's the kind of stuff that we're going to have to look into, because here's the risk with the tech stuff. It moves so quickly. I mean, look at your cell phone. Think of the cell phone that you have now from 10 years ago. Now, if you're building an entire warehouse for computer servers, computers used to be the size of a house, of a room. Now they're this big. And that was in what, really, you think about it, 20 years, 20, 30 years. And so we're going to build these giant warehouses. We're going to use up all this land. And we're going to, it doesn't make any sense, because what might take up 230 acres now in 5 years might take up one, especially with the way that we continue to work at it, and we have new developments and everything. I don't know if it's worth the risk of giving up all of this land. Like I said, all this water, all this farmland. So for me, I mean, that next wave, I don't know what it is, but I think it starts by investing in the people and helping people come back to the area. Whether that is looking at these areas that are abandoned, and we see all of these empty roads, especially on the east side by where they were going to put the AI data center.
Yeah.
The streets they're basically drawn out. They were old streets, they were old neighborhoods. You have to start appealing to younger families to move there and give it a shot. And here's the thing: when people move there and they own something in a neighborhood, they're able to invest in it. They don't mind about paying maybe a little bit more in taxes, as long as they know that they're safe, the schools are good, and their kids could go outside and play and not get hurt. So what you need to start doing, the city of Cleveland needs to invest in its people again. And they need to start building houses. They don't need any more apartment buildings. They have enough. Believe me, I don't think anybody wants to watch an old office building get converted into another 200 apartments that you're going to charge $3,500 because there's a view.
Oh, but then you can do a ribbon cutting. You do the whole thing. Come on, man.
Oh yeah. Oh, and believe me, I'm sure the mayor would be out there as quickly as possible.
Oh my goodness.
But they have to start investing in just families again, and the people that live down there. And you know what? I would almost, I've talked about this numerous times, but it would take a while to explain. So I'll give the basically, you team up with the nonprofit that builds houses. You use the sweat equity of the down payment, and then you give those families a 10-year tax abatement, but they have to stay there at least 15 years. You're going to see families flock to these neighborhoods and these areas that really had no one. And guess what? At that point, yeah, crime may be an issue, but you're going to have more tax money to play with, because you're going to have people living there. You're going to have people spending money in the neighborhoods. So while you're giving that tax abatement, you're still going to have the revenue and different things coming from the businesses around there. You're going to be able to invest that money back into the community. But unfortunately, they're too busy building skyscrapers downtown, and that blocks their view of the surrounding areas that are falling apart, so they don't care.
I think the big thing I've taken from even just talking to folks on the street, we both have experiences being reporters in Cleveland and all that stuff too, and hearing it, is safety in schools have been the two things that people are most concerned about when they're moving to an area. Am I going to be safe? Is my family going to be safe? And is my kid going to get a good education? I mean, I know I had the story yesterday. You had it too. We talked about it a little bit about the $1.2 billion, the overture that Ohio has with the tax dollars and all that. And we kind of both laughed at the public schools. That's where they need to put all the money. But I mean, at the same point, there's got to be some way to get this on a better track, because I can't tell you right now, if my kid goes to East Tech, is he really getting a good education? I don't know, man. Like, it's tough. That's tough to say, but I know if he's going to Brecksville, if he's going, or Broadview Heights, if he's going to Royalton, if he's going to cities like Avon or even Solon or whatever, he's getting a pretty good education, and it shows. The results are there. The graduation rates, everything is high. Like, how can we tie that in to get people to move into these areas? Because again, the tax abatement's great. The possibilities, owning your own place and being able to afford it is great. But at the end of the day, if they don't feel, especially young families, like, hey, I want to start a family here, but like, and this is a great opportunity, but this school district is trash. Like, they've got terrible ratings. They're
Yeah.
they
Oh,
keep
yeah, they're laying
teachers.
people off left and right. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
the Cleveland Metropolitan School District, it's in shambles right now, and it's not good. And me personally, I think the way that you fix that is you kind of have to dial it back. And what I mean by that is with the spending. There's no reason why we should be seeing administrators give themselves a bunch of raises. There's no reason why, especially when you're failing. You're failing. You're failing at your job. If I don't do a good job at my job, I'm not getting a raise. If you do a bad job at your job, you're not getting a raise. Nobody else gets raises except NFL referees and teachers. Nobody understands why. So, it almost needs to switch to a performance base, and they kind of have to take it back. And what I mean by that is stop buying them computers. Look, man, we've been learning from books for the last thousands of years, and we've been fine. We've been okay. The problem comes with the way that they teach now. And this is just my opinion. I am not an expert. I don't claim to be, but I know that we're teaching how to memorize and not learn. We know that 2 + 2 is 4, but we don't know why 2 + 2 is 4. And I bring this up all the time on my show. What's 13 times 13? I couldn't tell you. We stopped at 12. Why the hell did we stop at 12? Why did we stop at 12 times 12? I genuinely, I want to know, why did we stop taking spelling tests in high school? Do we not need to spell anymore? What's the problem here? Like, why are we doing that? So we have to take it back to basics. I can't tell you what X is because I don't know what 13 times 13 is.
Dude, there's some homework that he has. My son, he's in second grade. He's going into third, and he goes to a private school in Parma. I don't have him. He's not going to Parma schools. And believe me, when we have some people on, we're going to have some issues about that. But like, it's some of the stuff he gets.
Yeah.
In second grade, I'm like, man, I'm fucking dumb. Like, I don't know what I am doing, dude. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, but it's all kind of encompassed in the fact of just trying to grow this community forward. I know it's what you're doing on your show every day, 9 to noon on AM 1420. The Answer, dude. It's an awesome show. If you guys check it out, it's similar to this, except Jake's a lot smarter and he has more time to break a lot of this shit down. Whereas I kind of just say things.
Well, and we're going to start doing an after show.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we would have a lot of people in the Rumble, and I would feel bad because I'm focused on radio, and I go to the Rumble and I see, we got 20 to 40 people in there, and they're talking in the chat, and I would feel bad because I'd go to the chat and I see the comments, and I'm like, I really need to incorporate them, and when I remember to, I do. But yeah, we're gonna start doing an after show, probably two or 3 days a week, just to kind of like connect with that group, and we're gonna try. I'm gonna try. We'll see, because it's me, myself, and I working on this. Trying to get it back on YouTube. We were banned. I think it's because of the music or content. I don't know. But we're going to try to get it back on YouTube. We're on Rumble, no problem. And we're just seeing that steady growth, because look, I know AM immediately you think, oh, he's got to be a conservative nut job. Not at all. Like, and Kyle, you've listened, there are people that call in and they rip me because they think I'm the devil leftist. And then there are people that call in and they go, you're a devil righty. And it's like, no, I'm just trying to find the truth, man. And I'll tell you this much. And this is my honest opinion and my God's honest truth that I could tell you. If you agree with anyone 100% of the time that is a politician, you are the problem. It is you. Like Taylor Swift, it's the problem. It's you. Like, if you don't change your mind as new things come out and you can't rethink things, that's on you. And you're just as much a part of the problem as you claim everyone else is. If you're stuck in your way, and look, I've worked in politics, I've worked on campaigns, I've done all that stuff. I'm telling you now, if you don't change your mind as new things come out, you are as much of the problem as whoever you believe is in power is the problem. We have to start having discussions, because when you talk to each other, even when you disagree, you're still able to see the humanity in one another, because at the end of the day, we all want the same things. We just got different ways of doing it. And it's forgotten when we sit here and we just call each other the devil, or we call each other, certain leaders that aren't good people. When we automatically assume that somebody, because they may lean to the left or they may lean to the right, they're automatically a democratic socialist or they're a fascist. We automatically assume that. You're taking the humanity away from people, and you're just as stupid as the people you claim to hate. You've become what you hate. If you're an Indians Guardians fan, you've become the Yankees. Sorry, Kyle. But that's
new mic stand, bro. Come on.
I
Of
mean,
all days.
it's something. But that's what you've become. You're starting to become what you hate when you just get so deep in the political party muck. Knock it off, please. For the love of God, please knock it off, because we've been doing that for decades, and it's really ramped up the last 15 years. And I wouldn't say we're better off now than we were 20 years ago when it comes to how we get along. I wouldn't say we're better than that. Please get out of the echo chamber. You're going to feel so much better when you do. Put the phone down for a little bit, step outside, read your Bible, just touch grass, get grounded somehow, because a lot of people aren't, and we're seeing the effects of it, because people, they don't see the humanity in one another anymore. And I hope that it doesn't lead to just violence like we've seen, because it is senseless. It is so senseless. Do you really think that people going out there and you punching that person you disagree with in the face or throwing a rock at their car, is that really going to change anything? No, it's wasted energy. We have to stop wasting energy. We have to start coming together, focusing on the things that we need done, because that's the only way that we're going to get it done. When we're focused on all the right things, and the fact that we want to own houses, we want to have good paying jobs, we want those opportunities, or something as simple as, I want a job for the degree that I got. I want a job that aligns with what I went to college for. You want to know why people are so frustrated? Because they've taken all those jobs away. They're all gone. That opportunity that I talked about, those opportunities are leaving, and I see people at each other's throats, and I don't understand why. Because your neighbor didn't do that to you. I didn't do that to you. Kyle didn't do that to you. The people that you see walking around, they didn't do that to you. Even your bosses didn't do that to you. It's way above that, and that's why people just got to pay attention. We're all on the same team here. We all want the same things. We just got different ways of doing it. And when we constantly talk down to each other and we just automatically throw a name on someone, we take away their humanity. And I pray to God that we don't do that, because the moment we do that, there is no more talking to each other.
And that's the promo for your show.
Yeah.
Right there, so you go.
Right.
Again, it is the one, the only, I'm calling you the incomparable Jake Underwood here, joining us on Unfiltered. Don't forget, you can catch his show, AM 1420, The Answer, Monday through Friday, 9 to noon. Also on Rumble, just search the Jake Underwood Show. You'll find it nice and easy. I subscribe, follow. It's great. It's an awesome program to listen to keep going with Northeast Ohio, and just in general when it comes to current events, what's happening all across this big, beautiful blue orb that just rotates in the universe.
Right.
So, Jake, man, appreciate you so much, brother. And I will catch you next Thursday, right?
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, I'll be back next Thursday. Also, LeBron better not come back. I'm over it. We're done with it. We're done. He doesn't need to come back. Also, we get it. The Browns are going to go undefeated. Yeah, 10 wins. Yeah, got it. Deshaun Watson football coming up. Let's all be excited.
It's Jake Underwood / The Miz on the show today. Appreciate your undefeated projection, brother. Jake, thanks so much, man. Appreciate your time again here at Unfiltered. Quick break. When we come back, a couple quick news and notes to get into, and then we are going to be heading to Voice of the Land. Stay with us. Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, guess what? We have a merch shop. That's right. We have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Use the QR code on your screen right now to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Discover our collection of body mists made with clean, minimal ingredients. Handcrafted with natural essential oils and clean ingredients, they offer a natural alternative to synthetic fragrances. Perfect for sensitive skin and those seeking clean, mindful self-care, and the perfect gift for you or your special someone. Courtesy of Valley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers, use that promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. ValleyRoseFragrances.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Welcome back in, folks. Unfiltered with Kyle Cornell. A couple news and notes to get into before we wrap things up today. Saw this on social media, and it's been circulating now. Midview High School, it's actually in Grafton, Ohio, west of Cleveland, had an issue, had a fire in the high school. This happened yesterday in the locker room. Now, the good news is nobody was hurt. School was closed today because they had to get all the smoke, flames, and all the different stuff out of the way. But the issue is the softball team actually lost a lot of their equipment. They're still in season. Make sure you guys stay tuned to our social media pages. We're going to keep sharing updates from Midview. They're going to be working on possibly finding ways to have you possibly donate to help the girls finish up their season. Worked in Lorraine County for a couple of years. Really enjoyed it out there, out in Oberlin, and covered Midview, covered all the different schools, and some really awesome people out there, and a really good school, hoping that they can work through all that. And the captains, the Lake County captains, they may be out. Team's asking for $400,000 here in the interim to make their first renovations to Classic Stadium since it opened in 2003, but there's been some pushback with funds by the city. The goal is to get 10 to 15 million over the next roughly decade plus to finish all those renovations, but they may not get them done. Leadership is asking for a decision by some point in June. If they don't, possibly the captains might move. The rumored locations could be an East Coast city or even Texas. This would be the first time in a while that the Guardians would have all three of their teams, their farm teams, the main ones, single A, double A, triple A, in the state of Ohio with them. I think last time was maybe the Buffalo team that was out there. It's been a while because the Clippers moved to Columbus at one point. But yeah, so we'll see what happens with that. Crossing our fingers, the captains stay. Great family fun, and really excited and for them to stay in Northeast Ohio, hopefully. So we'll see what happens with that. But it's going to wrap it up for Unfiltered. Again, don't forget, like, subscribe, follow, punch that notification bell. Going to take a pause here on the Inside Edge Network. Again, at Inside Edge Net is where you can find us across all the platforms. When we come back, it's time for Voice of the Land. Thank you so much for Unfiltered stopping by here with us. Before you go, don't forget to know that you always belong. You matter. You're worth it. You're doing great. You're loved. You can do anything. You have a voice. And I believe in you. Have a good rest of your Thursday, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.